Welcome to Thunder Nerds. I'm Brian Hinton.
I'm Janelle Pizarro.
And I'm Frederick Phillip Von Weiss. And thank you for consuming the Thunder Nerds, a conversation with the people behind the technology
that love what they do
and do tech
good. Hey guys, we're doing tech good here at VueConf US 2019.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
19. Tampa, Florida. Where?
It is in the Straz Performing Arts Center.
Wow, we're here and we're doing some talking to some guests. Who are we speaking with?
We're speaking with Natalia Tepluhina, right?
Tepluhina.
Oh my gosh, I got it right the first one.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Oh.
What?
Oh no, what happened?
What happened?
No, it's all fine. Just continue.
Too much energy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed something. So, hey, tell us, our audience, a little bit about you and what you do.
Okay, my name is Natalia Tepluhina, and I'm a senior front-end engineer at GitLab. I'm a Google developer expert in web technologies, and also I'm a Vue community partner, which I'm really proud of. And community partner means I'm listed on the Vue team page. It's like in the community partners, obviously, because I'm also a part of Vue Vixens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love Vue Vixens.
Yeah.
And because I write some Vue documentation.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we're going to have Jen on the show later today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have some Vue Vixens here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and we're also going to be talking to Michelle, too.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So what is your, did you already speak already?
Yes.
Yeah, so what did you talk about?
My talk was about desktop applications with Vue.
Oh, okay. Do you mind going into that a little bit?
Sure. It's like I'm here to speak about desktop applications, so it's fine. No worries. I mean, at the conference. So let's speak about desktop apps.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in fact, we have few options to build a desktop application with Vue. We have three main libraries. It's Electron and WGS and Guido. And it's really interesting because first two of them are similar. You can build stuff with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and make it that desktop app. And second is different, and third, is different because you're building stuff with custom components, and they're specific for every operating system, so for every platform. And that's why application is really small because it doesn't have Chromium. We don't reuse it. And there is a fourth option. It's just revealed because like 2 weeks ago, Chrome 73 was released.
Yeah.
And it brought a support of desktop PWA. Yay, you nailed it.
Yeah.
On Mac OS. Previously, it was supported only for Windows and Linux. And right now, you can simply build a progressive web application. You can load it to your Chrome browser, then click install it, and it's installed to a desktop. Just a simple desktop app. And it's so
native. It's really
and
nice.
it's so small. So if you have an Electron application, it's like 120 megabytes from nowhere.
That's amazing.
Just because it has Chromium.
Yeah.
And if you try to save your application, like if it's very simple, I had like 500 something kilobytes. Kilobytes, not megabytes. It's like it's small. It's almost native small.
And isn't the main advantage of that too is that you can easily adapt it for mobile as installing it on your mobile phone.
Yeah.
So it works on all platforms.
Yeah.
It's web, it's mobile, and it's desktop.
Ooh. So
Boom.
Yeah, and you're able to do it if you know only JavaScript. Like no C#, no Objective-C, no Python, just JavaScript.
what got you excited to do this talk?
I was very excited to give this talk, especially about PWA. So previously it was about only 3 options, and then Chrome released, and I was like, yes, just in time, guys, just in time.
Did you delete all your other slides?
No.
Change the title.
It wouldn't be fair because I applied to the conference with desktop apps, not PWA. So it was great.
Oh, well, that's exciting. Well, how was your process to, give a proposal for a talk?
Oh, it's great question, actually, because usually I find a topic when I already have some work on it. So for desktop applications, I wrote 3 articles explaining every option in details. And then why not speak about it? It's interesting. Maybe people are not going to build a desktop applications right now, But it's nice to give an option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so like I had it through articles like, yeah, let's apply, like let's create a CFP about it. So usually I have a topic already figured out in my head.
That makes sense. And where can we find those articles? Do you have like a little shout out to the names of those articles that we can maybe
They're very simple. It's like building desktop applications with Vue, and then it's like Electron and WGS and Guido, and they are all on Dev2. So if you go to Dev2 Vue Vixens, because we have our group there, so there are all articles. They're listed there.
That's awesome.
They're really easy to find. If you try to type like Vue Electron, my article I think will be on the first page of Google.
Oh, that's cool.
Incredible.
I didn't try to make it happen. It just
happened.
Yeah.
So you're just a Vue superstar, no big deal, right?
No, I'm not a celebrity. Stop it.
Oh, how modest. So what are some of the things that people might not just think about when they're thinking about the subject? Like, what are some of the like hidden gems of your talk, if you will?
They're not really hidden gems.
I'm sure there's some here and there.
No. I'm usually like very straightforward about my talks.
Okay.
What is like the coolest thing that I guess that you kind of presented at your talk?
PWA.
Definitely that one.
I'm just a big fan of PWAs on mobile because it's just awesome. And for desktop, I was like complaining about not supporting macOS. Really, like for a long time, they presented PWAs like I think before Christmas for Windows and Linux.
Yeah.
Like, why not Mac? And they like when they released Chrome 70, they're like, oh, okay, so probably Electron gotta die.
Maybe we should go into that, like for the people that don't know what that is.
Or PWA.
Yeah.
Oh, so PWAs are progressive web applications. And in a nutshell, it's an application, web application that you can use as native app on mobile and now on desktop. The main things about them, they have manifest. Manifest.json is a file that defines how your application is going to look on different platforms, like icons, colors, themes, everything. And a service worker, which cares about cache your stuff. So you can use your application even when you're offline.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you have a look at Twitter, like Twitter PWA, not Twitter native application, it actually does this. So when you load the application, Twitter PWA, you can see the header. It's already cached. Twitter cached it. But even if you can't load new content, sometimes when your content is cached, you can see old content. Like when it was loaded, okay, you're opening your Twitter, there are some tweets, they're old, you're trying to refresh the page, like it's not working, like no internet connection, sorry, but you still can see an old content because it's cached. So it was a job for service worker. So this both combined give you a progressive web app, and it should be served over HTTPS. It's like a requirement. So PWAs actually changed a lot, I think, the market of mobile applications. Because you can imagine, like, the website for conference. Every time I need to check a schedule, because I want to know, like, what next topic do we have? I need to reach to the website, like, again, date, and everything. It's so easier just to install it to my desktop and open it. So it's a great thing.
Yeah, more native feel, really, and you feel like you're opening an app instead of, opening a browser and everything.
Yeah, go somewhere.
Great.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm a big, we should mention it's on Chrome OS as well. I'm a big Chrome OS lover.
Oh.
And it's such a nice thing because you can install the app and it's like another native application, you can't tell the difference. And it's the same on, on Windows. It's the same on, and Windows, actually, the Windows Store supports PWAs as in the App Store, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And also they save your traffic because I'm here in United States, so my 3G internet is like pretty expensive. And when you have PWA, you're not loading all the content. So if it's a skill for the conference, you just open it and it's cached. It's here.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really great for especially like people who don't have really great internet connection, which is another point of accessibility, right?
And it's like
absolutely
it's a big part of the world.
Yeah, definitely most of the world does not have as much, internet access as, a lot of people. So that's really cool to be able to have that in mind with a PWA for sure.
Yeah, because you can go just to your local, if you don't have broad internet access, it's fast. Like a lot of countries still are limited, even in the US, a lot of the areas here are 3G or less. And
a ton.
Yeah, and then if you can just go to the coffee shop or go home and use your Wi-Fi and download, that's really, makes it a much richer experience. One thing I like to know is a little bit of behind the scenes of how you built your talk and the time it took to build your talk and the work that goes into actually doing that, because I think a lot of people come to these conferences and don't realize that it could have some people I've heard do it in like a week and they cram together, but on a whole I think it takes a lot of time to really flesh out the idea. Could you give a kind of like a look?
So when you have an idea, you need first of all I'm doing like a lot of slides. So I'm just opening the Keynote and creating one more and one more and one more slide for every thought I have. It's like it's just giving a talk in my head and like writing it down. And of course it's like 100 something slides usually. Right after this, you need to go through the slides a couple of times. And it's reducing work. So okay, this one should probably be grouped. This is like not fitting nicely. Like no design at this moment. No design. It's like white background and black text on it.
Yeah, all the ideas out on there.
Yes, exactly. And when you're going through these slides, sometimes you have new ideas and you're just putting them down. Sometimes you're just like, okay, this won't work. It's like it doesn't click. It's just probably need to be removed. So removing slides, and at some moment you have like, okay, this is good. This feels like a story, because your talk should be a story. You're telling a story to people. Okay, this is fine. Now we can add some nice design, like starting, because also I really love themed talks. I didn't have a theme for my talk this time, but usually I prefer to have some. Like we had Rahul, who had these nice minions on his slide. It's so nice. It's like great. Absolutely awesome. So like my previous talk about CLI plugins was themed with, I named it like how to train your Vue CLI plugin, and it was themed with how to train your dragon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, I had my friend. She made a really nice pictures of dragons to test.
That's cool.
And I tested, so people were really excited about it. Oh, this is cool.
Cool.
Absolutely. So then you need to apply some design to fit your talk. After this, it's a time for rehearsals, and it's so painful because you need to record yourself and listen to yourself. And majority of people don't like their own voices when it's recorded.
I hate my voice.
Yeah.
Sorry, you all have to hear it.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah, we hate Brian's voice.
Sad but true. And you're listening to this, and at first you're totally pissed off, like, oh my god, what this? But when you can listen to yourself, you know what you should fix. Like sometimes it's a bass, sometimes it's a tone, sometimes some jokes that don't really sound nicely.
What? Me?
Never.
Okay. And at this point,
jeez,
Just kidding.
This was rude. So then, when you're just listening to yourself, you're also learning your talk. And the thing is, like, you should try not to learn it by heart, because if it's learned by heart, it will sound like a robot.
Yeah.
Standing on stage and like repeating the same words, and it's just not fun.
Not organic.
It's like you're not even an actor. You're just a robot, like repeating the same stuff. So try not to remember it by heart, but remember the main thesis. And I never use speaker notes. I never use speaker notes because when you're actually giving a talk, if you have notes, you just tend to look at them like I don't remember. And you can look at them again. And you shouldn't look at your notes. You should look at people because you're giving a talk for them.
But they're staring at you.
Yeah, they're staring at me. Isn't it fun?
That's awesome.
Like, hello,
Like, hi, everybody.
I see you.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It seems like a really long process
It
too.
is. Usually it takes around at least 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Have you given this talk before?
I gave it, but it was really shorter, and I changed like 70% of it.
Oh,
I was
okay.
speaking about it in Amsterdam, and it's interesting because also it all depends on audience. So in Europe, people are not that interested in desktop applications. In the United States, it's different.
Really?
Yes. And I can say from comments to my articles that if I was giving this talk in Asia, in Korea, for example, it would be taken even better because they're obsessed with desktop applications.
Well, what is, do you understand what the why of that is at all?
I don't know reasons. The thing is, like, I learned this only after I gave this talk and got a feedback.
That's awesome.
That's so interesting.
It's like an anthropological way of looking at your talk. It's really cool.
It's sad because I love desktop.
Well, let's move over there.
I guess I can't move to Europe then.
Yeah.
Here it's colder there.
I know. That's
Shiny for you.
That's
Northern
great. Thank you so much for being able to talk with us about this. This is super
Oh.
Yeah. And how can people find out more about you? What's your website? What's your Twitter handle?
Oh, it's like it's a really painful question because I'm a front-end developer and I'm supposed to have my own website. But it always happens like you're developing a lot of websites, but you never develop one for yourself.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. Yep.
It's like I will do it. Maybe just next time when I have some spare time, I don't know.
Yeah.
I even bought a domain.
What's the domain?
I was thinking about taking my name with dev.dev.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it was even more expensive than .com. So
Those are expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, so I decided to go with like Natalia Tepluhina.com. It's bought. Maybe one day.
You'll get done. I mean, you spent like a month working on a talk and you keep doing that. I feel like that's more beneficial than you just having a website.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
You're
I think,
brilliant.
how? Thank you. Sometimes I think maybe just put some placeholder content there, but it's not good. You're a front-end developer. You should have some fancy design, animations, and all that stuff.
There's so many people that we see that just put up their name, and that's it.
That's cool, yeah.
She's like, I could do that.
There's a
I'm not going to
saying
do this.
called the cobbler's children have no shoes, because like he makes shoes all day. And he doesn't make shoes for his family or for himself.
So this domain is only redirecting people to my GitHub.
Yeah, that counts.
I mean,
That's a good idea, yeah.
It's your website, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, why not? And usually I'm the most active on Twitter, like tweeting everything especially about Vue, because I'm a big fan of Vue. So it's all about Vue and development. Yes, and oh my God, I just realized I have a redirection to GitHub and I'm working for GitLab. This sucks.
Well, I don't know. I still look at GitLab as being like for business and GitHub being for open source. I still have that distinction. I don't know
I have the same.
if GitLab will ever solve that. I mean, GitHub seems more of like a community-oriented.
Like
GitLab
social
seems
network.
like, exactly.
You're following people, starting
Correct.
repositories, and it works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think they can forgive you, and they should, because you're.
Yeah, like I can imagine my boss watching this interview and say, "Okay, what? Very sad." I think it's fine. Actually, I don't know why people assume that if you like one thing, you should hate another. Like if you love Vue, you should hate React. Like why?
Yeah.
Why?
It should be diversified.
They're both cool.
Yeah.
In different ways. Like same for GitHub and GitLab. They're both cool in different ways.
Yeah. I would agree. Well, what's your Twitter handle?
It's like my name. So it's just N. And then we have underscore and my search term. So it's N Tepluhina.
Well, I'll include it in the show.
Nothing fancy. Like, my GitHub is the same.
Nifty.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, our pleasure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
We got some more coming up. Stay tuned.